The AgustaWestland AW101 is a medium-lift helicopter used in both military and civil applications. It was developed by a joint venture between Westland Helicopters in the UK and Agusta in Italy in response to national requirements for a modern, naval utility helicopter. Several operators, including the armed forces of Britain, Denmark, Norway and Portugal, use the name Merlin for their AW101 aircraft. It is manufactured at factories in Yeovil, England and Vergiate, Italy. Licensed assembly work has also taken place in Japan and the United States. Prior to 2007, the aircraft had been marketed under the designation DH101. The original designation was EHI-01, but a transcription error of a handwritten note changed this to EH101 and the designation stuck. In 2000, Westland Helicopters and Agusta merged to form AgustaWestland, leading to the Type's redesignation as AW101. The AW101 first flew in 1987, and entered into service in 1999. Since the AW101's introduction, it has replaced several older helicopter types, such as the Sikorsky S-61, performing roles such as medium-sized transport, anti-submarine warfare, and ship-based utility operations. The Royal Canadian Air Force operates a variant of the AW101, designated CH-149 Cormorant, in the Air-Sea Rescue role. Another variant, designated VH-71 Kestrel, was developed to serve in the U.S. Presidential Transport Fleet. However, the program was cancelled. Civil operators also use AW101s in roles such as passenger and VIP transportation. The type has been deployed to active combat theaters, such as in support of coalition forces during the Iraq War and the war in Afghanistan. Development. Origins. In 1977, the UK Ministry of Defence issued a requirement for an anti-submarine warfare helicopter to replace the Royal Navy's Westland Sea Kings, which were becoming inadequate in the face of advances in Soviet submarine technology. Westland Helicopters put together a proposal, designated WG-34, for a three-engined helicopter of similar dimensions to the Sea King. The WG-34 was to feature more autonomy and a greater range than its predecessor. At the same time, the Italian Navy was also considering the replacement of its fleet of Sea Kings, which had been built by the Italian company Augusta. Westland and Augusta soon began talks regarding the joint development of a successor helicopter. Augusta and Westland finalized an agreement to work on the project together, and formed a jointly owned new company, A Industries Limited, to pursue the development and marketing of the new helicopter to potential operators. On the 12th of June 1981, the UK government confirmed its participation in the project, allocated an initial budget of £20 million to develop 9 pre-series examples. A major agreement which secured funding for the majority of the A101's development program was signed by both the British and Italian governments in 1984. At the 1985 Paris Air Show, Augusta showed a mock-up of a utility version of the new helicopter, leading to a more generalized design that could be customized to meet the needs of various civilian and military customers. The first prototype flew on the 9th of October 1987. In 1987, Canada had selected the EH-101 to replace the Sea Kings in anti-submarine warfare and search and rescue roles. The A101's third engine and increased autonomy compared favorably against rivals such as the Sikorsky Seahawk. Its range and icing capability were also seen as vital for North Atlantic operations. The fledgling AH-101, of which up to 50 were on order to replace the Canadian Armed Forces' Sea Kings, found itself subject to a wider political battle between the Conservative and Liberal parties, the latter viewing the aircraft as too costly. Critics attacked the AH-101 purchase as excessive and unnecessary after the Cold War's end in the early 1990s. Wide-ranging cost estimates were presented by both proponents and opponents of the AH-101 procurement, with opponents backing life extensions of Sikorsky CH-124 Sea King and Boeing Vertol CH-113 Labrador helicopter fleets. The AH-101 controversy was seen as a factor in the 1993 Canadian federal election. The order was cancelled by the new Liberal government in 1993, resulting in a $470 million cancellation fee. Into production. Several pre-production aircraft were assembled during the late 1980s and early 1990s. Flight tests were suspended for 6 months following the crash of the second pre-production aircraft on the 21st of January 1993. On 6 June 1993, the first AH-101 flew with the Rolls-Royce Turbomeca RTM322 turboshaft engine. 9 prototypes were built to explore military and civil applications, including a heliliner configuration. In February 1995, Britain formally placed its first order for a total of 22 A101s. This was quickly followed by Italy's order for 16 A101s in October 1995. The AH-101 order was not without controversy. The RAF had declared its preference for an all-Chinook fleet. Also, Boeing allegedly offered cheaper terms for the Chinook. RAF deliveries began in 1997. RN deliveries started the following year. In 2005, a team of AgustaWestland and Lockheed Martin was selected as the winners of the US VXX competition to replace the President's Marine I helicopters of the United States Marine Corps. A variant of the AW101, designated VH-71 Kestrel, was to be manufactured domestically and had proceeded into the flight testing stages. However, the program encountered significant cost overruns and political opposition, which led to the procurement being scrapped in June 2009. Separately, the Marine Corps had also conducted studies into the adoption of the AH-101 as a fallback option to the Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey tiltrotor during the 1990s. Following the merger of Westland and Augusta to form AgustaWestland in 2000, there was no need for the separate EHI entity. The AH-101 was formally rebranded as the AW101 in 2007. In 2008, the volume of AW101 orders was reported as having filled production capacity in excess of the following 5 years. By April 2009, more than 180 or 101s had been sold worldwide. The combined operational fleet had also accumulated a total of 170,000 flying hours. Further developments: in November 2007, Algeria signed a contract for 6 AW101 helicopters. In August 2012, it was reported that Algeria had signed an agreement with AgustaWestland for the provision of up to 80 helicopters, 42 of which were to be AW101s. Under the terms of this arrangement, early aircraft were to be manufactured by AgustaWestland, while Algeria was to commence the assembly assembly of some more 101s later on. The AW101 was a candidate in the Norwegian all-weather search and rescue helicopter program to replace the Royal Norwegian Air Force's Westland, Sea King Mk-43B helicopter fleet. Other candidates included Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey, Eurocopter EC-225, Industries NH-90, and Sikorsky S-92. Iceland cooperated with Norway on the program and was to buy 3 to 4 helicopters to replace its Super Puma helicopters, but withdrew in 2012 due to limited finances. The AW101 was selected in November 2013. On the 7th of June 2010, it was announced that Boeing had acquired a manufacturing license and the rights from AgustaWestland for U.S. production of a localized AW101 variant, designated as the Boeing 101. In October 2012, the AW101 was submitted in a U.S. Air Force competition to replace the HH-60 Payhawk. However, the bid was dropped 3 months later. In September 2013, AgustaWestland was reportedly in the process of acquiring new civil certification for the AW101. Target customers include long-range offshore oil platform transport operators and VIP clients. As of February 2014, AgustaWestland was considering adapting the AW101 as a heavyweight unmanned aerial vehicle. It is proposed that in this configuration an AW101 could be optionally manned. Design overview. The AW101 Merlin follows a conventional design layout, but makes use of advanced technologies, such as the design of the rotor blades, avionics systems, and the extensive use of composite materials. The fuselage structure is modular and comprises an aluminium-lithium alloy, designed to be both light and damage-resistant. The AW101 is designed for operating in extreme weather conditions. It is fitted with a de-icing system and rated to operate in temperatures ranging between -45 to +50 degrees Celsius. The aircraft's control systems allow the AW101 to maintain a stable hover in 74 km/h crosswinds. An active vibration control system, known as the Active Control of Structural Response System, reduces airframe vibration by up to 80%, which increases crew comfort and minimizes the build-up of stress on the airframe. The cockpit is fitted with armored seats for the crew and can withstand an impact velocity of over 10 meters per second. Dual flight controls are provided, though the AW101 can be flown by a single person. The pilot's instrument displays include 6 full-color high-definition screens and an optional mission display. A digital map of forward-looking infrared display can also be installed. Power plant. The AW101 is powered by 3 turboshaft engines. The Rolls-Royce Turbomeca RTM322 and General Electric CT7 of the 2 available engine types. The Rolls-Royce RTM322 was specifically developed for the AW101. It was subsequently adopted on the WA-64 Apache and an Industries NH-90 helicopters. About 80% of all 101s use the RTM322 power plant, according to Rolls-Royce. The engines power an 18.59 meters diameter 5-bladed main rotor. The rotor blades are constructed from carbon glass with Nomex honeycomb and Roargel foam, edged with titanium alloy in a sandwich construction. The shaping of the main rotor blades is derived from the BERP rotor blades first used on the Westland Lynx. This blade design improves aerodynamic efficiency at the blade tip and reduces the acoustic signature. Improved BERPIV rotors have since been developed. When installed, this increases the AW101's maximum takeoff weight. Each engine is supplied by a separate 1,074-liter fuel tank using dual booster pumps. Optional fourth and fifth tanks can be added to act as a reservoir supply, topping up the main tanks during flight, increasing range or endurance. The AW101 can also be outfitted with a probe for aerial refueling. Self-sealing fuel tanks are an optional item to be selected by the customer. An inlet particle separator system can be installed, protecting the engine when operating in sandy environments. Armament and defensive systems. Most variants of the AW101 are equipped with self-defense systems, such as chaff and flare dispensers, directed infrared countermeasures (ESM), and a laser detection and warning system. British Merlins have been outfitted with protective armor against small arms fire. A chin-mounted forward-looking infrared imaging sensor has been fitted to some variants. Two hardpoints are present on the underside of the airframe on which the HM1 model can carry 4 Stingray torpedoes or Mk11 Mod 3 depth charges. Some customers have chosen to deploy the MART anti-ship missile on the AW101. As of 2011, the Royal Navy is considering equipping the Merlin fleet with an anti-surface missile. The Mk1, Mk3 and Mk3A variants can mount general-purpose machine guns in up to 5 locations in the main cabin, aimed out of both door and window apertures. AgustaWestland has examined the integration of rockets and additional ground attack weapons. Avionics Westland and IBM formed a consortium in 1991 to perform the helicopter's complex systems integration. The AW101 features a network of helicopter management and mission systems designed to reduce pilot workload and enable the helicopter to undertake a wide variety of missions. A digital automatic flight control system is employed by the AW101. The AFCS allows the operation of a 4-axis autopilot and the automatic stabilization system, and is linked in with the aircraft's flight management systems. The AFCS, manufactured by Smiths Aerospace, is a dual-duplex system using 2 flight computers to provide redundancy and fault tolerance. The AW101's navigation system includes a GPS receiver and inertial navigation system (VHF), omnidirectional radio range, instrument landing system (TACAN), and automatic direction finding. The Mk1 and Mk3 are equipped with a Doppler velocity system which provides relative ground velocities. The DVS is also linked into the AFCS as part of the auto-stabilization system. For safety, the aircraft is equipped with obstacle and terrain avoidance warning systems, traffic collision avoidance system, and both voice and flight data recorders. The AW101 is equipped with the Blue Kestrel search and detection radar, which is capable of 360-degree scanning and can detect small targets as far as 25 nautical miles. As part of the Royal Navy's Merlin HM2 upgrade program, Lockheed Martin implemented a series of improvements to the radar, notably allowing it to track 40 times the number of targets previously capable. Danish A101s are fitted with the RDR-1600 search and weather radar. Royal Navy Merlins are equipped with the AgustaWestland anti-submarine system for processing sonographic data from sonobuoys to detect and target submerged submarines. The AQS-901 was derived from the system on the earlier Hawker Siddeley Nimrod maritime patrol aircraft. Crew and cargo. The AW101 is typically operated by a crew of 3, a pilot, an observer, and a crewman operator. The pilot is able to fly for the majority of a mission in a hands-off mode, enabled by the sophisticated autopilot. All crew members have individual access to management computers and tactical information. The fuselage has a volume of 31.91 cubic meters and the cargo compartment is 6.5 meters in length, 2.3 meters wide and 1.91 meters high. The military version of the AW101 can accommodate up to 24 seated or 45 standing combat troops and their equipment. Alternative loads include a medical team and 16 stretchers and cargo pallets. The ramp, 1.91 by 2.3 meters, can take a 3,050 kilogram load, allowing it to carry vehicles such as Land Rovers. The ramp and cabin floor are fitted with flush tie-down points. A cargo hook under the fuselage can carry external loads of 5,440 kilograms via the use of a semi-automatic cargo release unit. A rescue hoist and a hover trim controller are fitted at the cargo door. An optional cargo winch can be installed near to the rear ramp.